my beloveds, welcome to my channel. If you're new, hi, I welcome you. And if you're not, what's up, welcome back. Okay, if you're new, hi, my name is Divine, or you can call me Divine Woman, or you can call me Divine Water Goddess. I am the child of the God and the Goddess. I'm a Syrian incarnate. Okay, and I am on a mission of helping others tap into the divine truth and purpose in this lifetime, to connect to self-love, to understand that they are divine, to tap into that energy, okay, and create from a place of divinity, because nothing else really truly exists. Okay, if that resonates with you in any shape or form, okay, or if you're just simply someone who wants to know more about self-love, or know more about spirit, or occultic or esoteric type of information, okay, that you feel you connect to and resonate with, okay, because this channel also, I dig into information like that. This depends really on what spirit calls me to come and share. Okay, so you can see I'm here by the garden, okay, and I have a message. Also just finished making lunch, which is quite a big lunch. It might be a supper and a breakfast as well. I might show you. Okay, it is quite yummy. Those that don't know, I am a vegetarian, and sometimes I go vegan or raw vegan when fasting, or when spirit is just calling me to. Okay, and then occasionally I also do eat fish. Okay, so this meal, it's quite big. It is a vegetarian meal. This is roasted potatoes, and roasted sweet potatoes, and roasted potatoes with sweet corn and dal and lentils. Okay, I'm just gonna show you. It is quite a big dish that I made, but it's so yummy. I'm gonna just be delving in very soon, but for now I'm just gonna enjoy some roots. Okay, I did mention in the previous video. Here's a little bit of how it looks like. Please don't get disturbed by that side thing. We're thinking, oh, what is that? That is just like the residual powder of it, because it is processed or brewed fruits. Okay, yes, and I did mention that roots is a healing beverage. It is alcoholic in its nature, but it is not like Babylon drinks, okay? It's not like anything you've ever had before, and it is not about just the feel good, which it will make you feel good, obviously, but it will connect you to your spirit, and it will connect you to the divine essence of you, okay? I will probably do a video about what alcohol is and how spirit called me to stop drinking alcohol, and then now how I'm connected to my king, and drinking roots, and understanding the benefits of it for my spirit and its ancestral benefits. Okay, those that are spiritualists do understand how alcohol, or this alcohol spirit, the spirit alcohol, its connection to the unseen realm, okay, or the ancestral realm. So it also is linked to the root chakra, okay, because that is where everything comes from, and we come from our ancestors. So it is very, 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 very amazing drink. I'll probably let him speak about it a bit more, okay, and yeah. Without further ado, because I can see that this video is going to be too long now, oh my goodness, I wanted to speak about ego death. Okay, spirit is currently pulling me through ego death process, okay, and I was called to come speak about it as well. You know, I have done a video on the ego. It's called The Ego Debunked, and I will drop the description in the description box below the link, okay, of that video, because I don't want to explain in too much detail what the ego is if you don't know what the ego is, okay? But if you're on this channel, I'm trusting that you have seen that video. If not, you can just go down there and watch it now or after this one, okay, to get more insight. So guys, an ego death, my beloveds, is ideally you being confronted with the truth, okay, in its hardest and its fullest form. And your ego, which I mentioned what the ego is, my beloveds, in that video, that the ego is our sense of persona, or our sense of identity in this reality and this realm of existence, okay? Who you think you are, what you think you are, what people say about you, your whole persona, okay? Your identity is, another word for it would be the ego in this physical realm of existence, okay? Other people explain it in many other ways, okay? But it is also the lower mind in its essence, okay? The ego operates in the Manipura chakra. In English, it's called the solar plexus chakra. It's the third chakra from the bottom, okay? And it is responsible for your fight or flight mode. So it's going to help you get up and do things when you need to do things, okay? If you need to run, you're under attack, it's going to give you the strength to actually run and do what you need to do, okay? It is responsible for those operating functions, and also the big choices that we make in life, okay? All choices, actually, the ego has the final say, or has the highest influence in this physical reality, okay? So the reason why the ego has to die is because the ego eventually takes over while we're here, okay? Because it has a responsibility. It was created by the Most High as a purpose to protect you, to provide for you, to make sure that you're safe, that your needs are met, and that you're not hurt more than anything, because its main purpose is to make sure that you're not in danger and that you're not in harm, okay? Even when you don't realize you're in harm, okay, it will pick it up. And even if you do experience some pain as well, the ego also helps you repress that pain, or so that you don't live in pain or whatever. It's responsible for that, okay, to help us get into a mode of like safety, or a mode of feeling secure. So whatever experiences you have, you don't dwell too much in them. So it's an important function. It has a high function and a high purpose in this reality, okay? But the problem is that the ego tends to think it is in control, okay? And we end up hearing it louder than we actually hear our own true voice, or the voice of God, okay? It ends up being God's enemy. Others also refer to it as like a devilish energy, okay? Which I don't 100% say that, okay? Because it's not 100% true, or it depends what you perceive the devil as, or Satan as, because it's deeper than that. It is really deeper than that. So it is responsible for really how you perceive yourself, how you perceive others in the world that you live in. And it is created in the first 7 years of your life, okay? So when you are on an awakening journey, or you're being called to tap into your spirit, okay, the ego ends up becoming an obstruction. Why? Okay, because why did I mention before? Its primary function is to protect you, okay? The ego does not want to die, okay? Although it knows it has to, because no one is going to live here forever. And this is not this is just a temporary station place for us, okay? So it knows it has to transition into the next. Well, it stays here because it doesn't belong in the other realms. So it that's the fear, okay? So, oh my gosh, this reality ends, then I end. What oh my gosh, what's gonna go on? So it ends up taking over because of that, especially when you are called to connect to your spirit, called to connect to your higher source, higher nature, God, the creator. It will become your enemy because it thinks that it's gonna die. Oh, we're connecting to God, are we gonna die? Like, why are you connecting to your spirit? Let's go do something in the physical. Let's, even with meditation, the biggest component, or the hardest challenge in the meditation, is actually combating the ego, or the egos, okay? I recently learned from my mentor, and as I was going on my journey, that the more you expand, you realize there's more than one ego. And I did realize this actually, but I never knew specifically that there was more than one ego, because ego deaths are constant, okay, because it's a different ego that you have to keep killing, or that different it expands in a way, okay. Maybe I'm killing the ego that was responsible for me being living more in an energy of bitterness, jealousy, vanity, and pride, okay. That ego is gonna die, and those parts are gonna die, but another ego will form, okay, from that death, that is more aligned to the person or your soul, okay, the spirit, the spiritus, the spirit man. So my beloveds, okay, when you're going through this process of an ego death, it really feels like physical death. Like there's no, that's what it feels like, okay. But it is the most important part of your transformation, because the ego is gonna lie to you, my beloveds. The ego is gonna tell you things to keep you in fear, because that's its purpose, to keep you in fear, so that you don't, not because it doesn't want you to be in love and do what you don't want to do, what you're meant to do, but it thinks it's trying to protect you, because you being in love means you're gonna be bold out there, and there's chances of you getting hurt and chances of things happening that the ego doesn't want that, okay. So my beloveds, an ego death is so essential for anyone's growth, everyone's growth, and especially if you're on a journey of self-development or spiritual awakening, okay. You have to allow yourself to question everything you thought you stood for, everything you thought you wanted, everything you thought you knew, okay, your entire existence. And beloveds, I'm feeling it in the highest form, as I'm also currently going through it in a child healing course, but spirit has been calling me to really tap in deeper, and that means the ego has to die, and the ego never wants to die. It sounds louder and stronger every time it knows it has to go through ego death. So my beloveds, I might do a segment actually specifically on how to combat the ego, and also on meditation, okay, because meditation really is what is going to combat the ego, quieting in it, questioning it, putting it in its place, and allowing yourself to hear something greater, feel something greater, and to rise above fear, okay. It comes in components and in pieces, and it's not going to happen all in one moment. Oh yes, I've risen from the ego. It's in pieces, it's in drabs, strips and drabs, but you eventually get to a point where your spirit man is the one that is the head man, because that is how it is designed to be. We're ridding ourselves from the falsehoods. When the spirit man is in the head man, you feel peace, alignment, joy, sadness, and everything else, because we're in this duality. But you feel alignment. You know who you are. You know what you're here to do. There's things that you were tolerating in your life that will no longer come with you, okay. The spirit of confusion can't come with you when the spirit man is high and standing, okay. Just things that you feel like have been weighing you down, okay, those lower vibrational energies, they're there at your feet. They can't come up, okay. They know where they belong. So, my beloveds, right now, there is a huge spiritual shift happening. So, this is going to result in massive ego deaths, okay? So, I advise that you really allow yourself to connect, meditate if there's something that you are practicing or something you want to learn. My channel, I have so many videos on it, and I will be adding new videos to come on meditation and learning to quieten the ego and learning to connect with your inner being, because that is the foundation, my beloveds. We're not being called to follow anybody anymore. We're not being called to seek outside of us anymore. So if you really cannot hear from your inner being, it's going to be a challenge right now, because we're shifting into another age, and a lot of confusion, a lot of things are happening, because this world, or the people that were trying to deem this wicked world, they're going down, and they don't want to go down alone, so they're going to try to bring down the people that have been brainwashed already. But my beloveds, we're not all meant to fall. So if you're connected to me, you're on a journey of rising to your highest potential, okay, however that looks like. And it might take these little few steps. So stay tuned, and I will take you on this journey, okay, of really quieting the ego, killing it, connecting to the divine, our divine nature, our true essence, our spirit, okay. So I love you, and I'll see the videos to come. Peace.